welcome back to the second episode of the LESSBANG podcast.
This is your host. I meant to say co-host.
Oh my god. We got a fair bit to get through. We've got a fair bit to look at today. This is a piece of paper that has lots of things to talk about because we're organizing that and we're like professional podcasters, and that's what we do with our lives now because we've run out of things to fucking do other than this. But anyway, we're going to kick it off with a thing that's been pretty big in the media this week, especially after the Dragons Sharks game last week, is how a lot of backlash towards the people that are sending messages to professional athletes, absolutely spraying the shit out of them. Like, so they're jumping on, most of the time it's fake profiles, but there's the ones that also just do it through businesses or they do it through their personal social media accounts, and then they're abusing players. They're sending death threats. They're saying like they ruin their multi. They're saying like they're just the most ridiculous things, like sending athletes, and it's gained a lot of traction this week because there's a page on Instagram called Athletes Are Humans, and they've been doing is screenshotting these messages that they've found on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and what they're doing is they're putting it on their stories on Instagram and putting it on their posts and pretty much calling them out because these people have been doing it for however long, and there's been no consequences because look, you put messages on social media and like when you're sending it to the athletes, there's nothing there's nothing that they get back from it, like no consequences. And I've had some messages before, not as many or as intense as the ones that you've seen on the likes of Jack Bird or George Williams, even when it came out about him getting an immediate release from the Raiders. And I think it's pretty shit from like a fan to be doing that. Like you're obviously a fan of the sport and you enjoy what you see, but to go onto social media and do that kind of stuff to someone that like they've never done anything wrong to you, like they might, like as a player myself, like I know when I've played bad. I don't need some random on the internet to abuse me and tell me what I already know. I'm not in my own little fantasy land with my head stuck so far up my ass that I think when I play bad I play good, you know what I mean? And it's definitely, it's not on. Like it's literally not on. It's something that needs to really be looked at, and I think it's good that they're starting to call them out. But as someone that's on the outside looking in, what's your opinion on that kind of stuff?
So I reckon, as a fan, you can have an opinion on players. Like that's completely fine. Like you love your club, you want your club to be the best club, and obviously when someone's not performing, you know, you can have an opinion on them. That's fair enough.
Without
but
doubt,
just don't take it to social media and don't take it out on them. And you know, like you can have that discussion between your mates, like, oh, you know, he's not good enough for the team. Like fair enough. Like if a player's not good enough for the team, yeah, he might not be good enough for a team. That's why, you know, clubs cycle through players,
exactly,
trying to find the right players. But taking it to social media and taking it out on them, it's just, I completely disagree with it because they're humans. They are humans,
exactly.
And not only are they humans, they're playing at a professional level. They got to that point, you know, in their career, for being like that good. You know, they're proper professionals. Like you can't judge someone like if you're not as good as them. Like it's bullshit.
And a lot of people that I know that people label players as grubs from what they do on the field. Like that's 80 minutes a week, and it's in a competitive environment. Like you can't judge someone off being in a professional sporting environment. It's just the competitive nature and all that kind of stuff. But even like some of the messages that I saw, they're absolutely disgusting. Like there's death threats, threatening their families, and like all that kind of, I guess, disgusting. Like racial slurs, and it's
crazy. It's all a sport as well. Like it's even worse over in England. Like English Premier League. Like
it's got such a big audience.
Man, like I know heard of a lot of players getting death threats and like, threats for their family, and they've had to call the police and
it's crazy.
Get like police guard at their house and shit, all because of a sport. It's just a freaking sport.
It's crazy. It's at the end of the day, it's a game. Like,
yeah.
You can be passionate. Like, I'm so passionate about my team and obviously being successful. I want nothing more than to win. I just want to win all the time. But like, being passionate as a fan, because I've been a fan of the sport for so long. Being passionate is fucking good, and you might be angry after a loss or a disappointing game, but fucking if you're
sport at the end of the day,
if you're justifying going on social media and abusing these players and saying this disgusting stuff, you really need to go and have a good hard look at yourself and really reevaluate your life.
It's so not worth it.
No.
When I was growing up, I used to be a huge Arsenal fan, and I used to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch the games. And I don't know why I would do this, but like before the game would start, I'd be trembling.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like so nervous before Arsenal would play, and it just, I don't know why I did that. Like I couldn't sleep up leading up to it. And then I'd wake up, and then I'd watch it, and then Arsenal would lose, and then I would be depressed the whole week.
Yeah, it's
just a sport.
It's a passion. It's passionate. Like people have passions, and sport is a passion for so many people. But like, it's just like doing that kind of stuff and sending those messages. It's not. I think it's
should
good.
Be like you take it seriously if you're actually.
It's a career. If it's like your career.
If it's your career, you take it seriously. But as a fan, it's just something that. You watch, you try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't get you angry. Like it
can piss you angry. It can piss you off.
But like not to the point where you're sending bloody death threats to people who are human, all because of playing a sport. They did nothing to you.
Yeah,
they did nothing to you.
Personal.
They're trying their best.
Exactly.
You know,
no player goes out there trying to lose or make a mistake. So
they could be having a bad game.
Yeah.
They could be having a couple bad games. The worst thing they can do is go on the internet and see people absolutely slating them.
Oh, mate, it makes you feel so much worse.
What's that going to do for your confidence?
Makes you feel so much worse about yourself.
You think like people have it good because athletes have it good because they get paid good money and they do what they love doing. But when they see, I couldn't imagine copying online abuse from hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah, there's another...
and even like not even just abuse for like having a bad game, like People cop racial abuse.
Yeah.
Just for being the race they are.
Could you imagine if you were going to work and then your boss was abusing you like that, or like you had just random people that are watching everything you do, like you're in the construction industry. Imagine you're out there and you're doing like a fucking cornice or whatever, and then you have like a whole heap of people watching you, and they're just scrutinizing everything you've done. Like if you make a tiny little mistake, you're like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and then you have your phones blown up. Like, it doesn't make sense, really. Like, I understand sports and entertainment business, and there's a lot of like we've said, there's fans in that. I mean, you can be passionate as a fan. Like, I'm very passionate as like a fan of the sport as well. But it's just those messages that aren't on. It's the message we're trying to get across here, and look, it's just not something that needs to happen like at all. But we'll move on to a different topic, a happier subject. J.Cole's new album,
lit,
fucking outstanding.
I love it.
So when it first came out, within 10 minutes of it being out, I was already listening to it. I rolled through every single song.
It's one of those albums where the more you listen to it,
the better it is. I listened to it the first time and I was like, fuck, nothing's really jumping out at me. And I was like, Interlude's the best song. And then it's been out for like a week before that. And I was like, oh no, it's going to be one of those albums. And then I listened to it again. Fuck, there's so many good tracks. Amari, Applying Pressure, 100 Mil.
Yeah.
Fucking
Pride is the Devil.
Oh, bro.
I love that song.
Pride is the devil. Better than what you know about rolling down. What a stupid fucking
Let's never
song.
talk about that song.
Honestly, I was singing it today on stream and it was embarrassing.
When your brain goes numb.
Doesn't make sense. And like,
you can call that mental freeze.
So I went through all the lyrics of that song. The song's like 2 minutes 20. How are we talking about this? We were talking about J.Cole. Anyway, at the start he's like, she says I'm cool. That's true. I was like, anyone that calls himself cool is absolute fucking cockhead.
Absolutely.
But yeah, J.Cole, it was massive hype coming around it. And then I messaged Bocco and I was like, there's a fucking documentary coming out about it. I was like, this is hectic. It's going to be like an hour long. We're like, movie, I full messaged him, movie night, when I tagged him on Instagram. And then I looked it up. It came out in the morning and I was doing a shit and I looked it up. I was like, oh, it's on YouTube. Well, that's fucking cool because you don't have to pay for it or anything. You can just watch it and just chill. And then I clicked on it to see how long it was and it was 12 minutes. I was like, fuck. So we literally sat down. We made dinner, and we like hardly finished our food before the fucking thing was over. And like
it was a good documentary though.
It was cool. Like it was kind of cool. He went back to his roots back in was it Jersey or just New York? I think it was just New York. In a house he wrote.
He was living there for a while. Like even when he was. No, he wrote For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, For Your Eyes Only. He was like
cool
there with a sock over the. He had like one of these microphones and he had like a sock over it. He didn't even have a fucking just a pop filter. It was fucking crazy. I was like, this guy is at the top of his game.
Yeah.
And he's doing it like this.
He's living in like a bloody 2 or 3 bedroom little townhouse.
Amazing.
And he was working in a room smaller than this.
Yeah.
Creating that album, and he was probably already a millionaire.
It's crazy. It's honestly unbelievable. But
he's a man.
That's why he's numero uno.
I love Jermaine.
Jermaine, my boy. He's playing. Do you know he's playing in Africa? I think,
the African basketball
for
league.
the BBCs. I swear to God, the team is called BBC Rwanda. I think it might be. It's the Patriots in BBC.
No idea. Has he played a game yet?
He's played 2 games.
How's he gone?
Averaging 3 points.
Yeah.
He's got. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, maybe he's averaging more. Maybe he's averaging more. But anyway, like there's like this cool clip of him like pulling up and hitting a jump shot in slow motion. And everyone's like, "Wow, he's killing it!" And then it's like, after this, he went 2 for 16.
Actually?
Yeah, he's bro. He used to hoop in college and shit like that, but he just wasn't.
He's not a basketball player. He
played in like the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game, and the Celebrity All-Star game. Sorry. Yeah. And he was full like dunking and shit. Like he looks athletic as fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, he's just a different beast, man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like anything he wants.
He can have me. What?
You can have me times 2. Bro, what about like our friends are like getting married and shit now?
All of them.
Like
not all of them, a lot of them.
A lot of them. There's so many fucking. I've went through that phase of weddings a little bit because I had some older friends. But in the last 2 years, but now it's like our age, and it's like what the actual.
Yeah, so
this is so strange.
I've already been to one wedding this year, and I've seen 3 people get engaged already.
Yeah.
And there's like, not friends, but like people like there was like I think 1 or 2 in the year below me that got married like over the weekend, and they're like 23.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of getting married that young.
Yeah. Crazy, eh?
Yeah. And like even when we were at Mickey's wedding, Mickey and Shabs, and we were like, bro, these are like our fucking schoolmates that we've known for years.
We saw them grow up.
We literally we've known Shabella since primary school, and then Mickey from high school. And
then they started dating like in year 11.
Madness.
So we've known them both for ages, and then we saw them get married in April. And that was special. It was
a special wedding.
Awesome.
It's kind of cool. I think it's like the time where our age group is starting to grow up. But not us. No. We're not the growings.
Marriage denied.
No, we get married to each other. Bro, we are literally. Fuck, how far away do you reckon you are from getting married? Like, honestly. Can you see yourself getting married in the next 4 years?
Potentially.
Really?
I reckon. First I'm going to meet a girl.
Okay, well, what about if I break it down a little bit further in the next 2 years?
No.
Next 3 years. Is it between 3 and 4 years? If you find a girl in the next 12 months, though.
3+ years. If I find a girl in the next 12 months, I reckon 4 years.
Are you looking for love?
No.
Are you actively looking?
I'm not
actively looking for love right now?
No. I reckon actively looking for love is a mistake.
It is. You should never force it.
It should fall into your lap.
Hey, love is like a fucking fart. If you have to force it,
it's probably going to be poo-poo.
Shit.
I like that. I actually haven't heard that.
I always have that in the back of my head. I appreciate that. That's like my analogy with it. Like that's like me for everything. If you have to force shit, like unless you're trying to make it like a career, like you want to try and force your way into being successful. But like anything else with life, it's ideally it should just happen.
Yeah.
Like there might be some times where you go and get that girl.
I believe in destiny.
Yeah, exactly. It should happen. It all just falls into place.
Yeah,
that's my mentality. I just go with the flow. I don't give a fuck.
For me, everything in the last 6 months has fallen into everything that's currently.
It's all accumulated.
Yeah, it's fallen into place, and things are starting to
decisions you made 6 months ago, and like they've all added up.
But it's like, it's destiny, as in like, it's good destiny. It's what God intended for me, and it's finally started to piece itself together. And yeah, it's good. It's good.
Exciting.
So that's how I know destiny is real, because it's sort of come in good for me now.
Yeah.
Before it wasn't so much.
No.
But now, you know, it's definitely happening, and that's why I'm definitely not looking for love. No way. I haven't been on a date since I've been single. As like 7 months ago.
Yeah, I haven't been on a date.
I haven't taken a girl out in 7 months. And
I've been
honestly,
to dinner.
What a waste of money.
I've been to dinner, but I haven't been on a date. Like, actually, I've been to 2 dinners, but I haven't been on. I wouldn't classify them as date. No, I wouldn't classify them as date.
It's just food.
It was just get a feed. Yeah.
And that's you've been out of the
I've been
for much longer.
I've been. What do they say? Like, what's this terminology? Like, back in the game. Like, I'm in the game.
You're just single.
Yeah, I'm just fucking available. Hit me up in the DMs. Anybody. Oh, bro, you know what's good? Like with what you were saying there, like I'm fucking changing the order. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Oh,
we're freestyling. Yeah, with all the growing up and shit.
Yeah.
And then my boy, tomorrow's his last day in the house. It's the
Big
last
sad.
day in the party house.
Big sad.
It was a big thing. We moving out here. It was cool. It was fucking great time. And originally when Bocco moved here, this goes way back to before he was single. I remember we had a trip down to his holiday house. I won't say where. We'll keep that confidential. We had a trip down to his holiday house, and it's 11/11. Make a wish as well. Do you know what my wish is? I'm not telling you. Okay, I made my wish. I'll make a second wish. I don't give a fuck.
I just cancel the first wish, but quick, uncancel your wish. Cancel your wish.
Okay.
Cancel your second wish.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Great success.
We did
Still
it.
11/11.
Alright. What the fuck? Oh, so it started back when so I was living down in Wollongong by myself, especially like during the season, the COVID hit, and I wasn't allowed to. The COVID C-19 hit, and I wasn't allowed to do anything. Pretty much, it was like I couldn't have anyone over. I couldn't go anywhere. It was just like footy, shops, and then that was it.
Food practice.
And then home stream. That's how my stream sort of kicked off because I had so much time. But anyway, so the footy season finished, and we had a trip with Bocco and some mates, and we went to his holiday house, and we're out there on the wharf. What do you call it? The wharf.
Jetty.
The jetty. We're out on the jetty, and we're having like a mad D&M. Had a couple of drinks, and we're sitting there. It was me and him, and I was like, bro, I'm moving back to Sydney. He was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna find a place. And I was like, bro, if you want to move in with me, you and your missus, I'm fucking happy for you to move in. Like, it'd be mad. And then Bocco was like, yeah, like. We'd been talking about wanting to move out, and we want to move into the Shire area. That'd be fucking hectic. I was like, bro, honestly, if that's what you want, if you want to move in, I'm fucking happy for it. And he was like, sweet. I'll talk about it. I'll think about it and see. I'll talk to my missus and that. They broke up
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later,
yeah.
and then Bocco had a little bit of time to think about it. And he was like, hey, bro, you know what? I'll move in. We don't like. Let's go.
It just made sense. It was just perfect timing.
Destiny.
It was perfect timing.
It's perfect timing. And
we were even talking about it before, like months before.
Like, can you imagine how easy would it be for us to live together?
Yeah.
And then we ever had so many people tell us like, oh, bro, this is like you move in with friends and you just fucking like you end up at the end you just like people that know each other. Mm. You don't really like each other anymore. No, we're like, fuck, there's no way this is gonna happen. Like we enjoy 95% of the things we enjoy. Like it's common.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head that I don't like that you like is Morty.
I fucking love that game.
Fuck that game. But like it's so easy. Like Bocco understands, like since we've been living together, he understands like my routine, what I have to do when I'm getting myself ready for like training and shit like that. And like I know that he's been working and he's not going to come home until later, and I might have been home for a couple of hours, so I'll fucking try and do some cooking and get the food ready. Like it's just everything's just worked. It's been so simple.
And it's like if he's home and he's doing a bit of cooking and we need groceries, like he'll just message me, oh, grab this. I'll just grab it on the way home from work, and then it just flowed so easily.
Yeah, it's just been the easiest time. Like there's been absolutely no drama.
No conflict. Not one conflict.
Nothing. Even your mum sent me a lovely. Your mum, on behalf of your mum and dad, sent me a lovely message.
Yeah,
yesterday.
she told me.
What a
little sweetheart.
What a sweetie.
He looks good.
She's a darling. And Tony Pepperoni.
Good old Tony.
Legends. But yeah, it's been fucking mad. Like originally you were only going to move in for the summer as well. That was your plan. You're like, I'll move in for the summer. I've spend summer in the Shire.
I didn't have the funds.
No, you were like, I won't have enough money.
Yeah.
And then
sort of just
stayed. It was being mad. Like you just been enjoying yourself. I convinced you to stay.
And the only reason why now that I am moving home, why it is my second last night here, is because I have a new job.
The new job.
The new job that I was talking about in the old stream. I got that job, and I accepted it straight away because it's an amazing job.
Amazing opportunity.
But it's about 45 minutes closer to where I used to live with my parents. So if I was to travel from the Shire every day, there and back, it'd be an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's torture.
There, an hour and a half back. Like absolute minimum. So I'd have to be leaving home at 5:30 in the morning. And I'd probably be getting home, say, like I go to the gym straight after work. I wouldn't be getting home till like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Without a doubt.
And then
do it again the next day.
Probably later.
Yeah.
And that'd be my life.
Yeah.
And then I got to go home, you know, do what you need to do.
Stuff you got to do.
Stuff you got to do. And then I got to be in bed by 9 o'clock to wake up at 4:30.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a life I want to live.
It's not what you would not enjoy that.
If I didn't get this job, I'd still be living here.
Yeah. But it's a massive 100%. Opportunity for you.
Yeah, it's huge.
And even what you said, like you'd be able to like talk to him about moving.
Eventually, in the future, hopefully, I can move areas where I'm working because I'm based in the northwestern suburbs now.
Yeah. And
they said if an opportunity arises to work like south of the bridge, you can take it.
Yeah. Exactly. There's like this company they're giving you so much more stuff as well. Yeah. Like it's fucking. It just makes sense to do it.
It makes my fucking balls tingle.
And
like thinking about.
Like, even to the fact is like it's more security for you as well because you're back on like a salary instead of working hourly wages. You know what I mean? So it's fucking mad, but it's honestly mad. You know
it's good, but it's big sad.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna miss the most? Our fucking cooking. And bro, our cooking was
we are chefs
lit. But it's like we have
certified
that's
chefs.
Another thing. So into the 5% that we're different, and not the fact that we don't like it. It's just we're different in the fact that
we're different cooks.
When I cook, I'm very like I'll follow a recipe or like I'll do things that are just like that just make sense or like have worked together before. Whereas like Bocco will literally grab whatever's in the pantry, whatever's in the fridge, and be like, "Fuck it, put it all in." Chuck it all in and see what happens.
It's not like I'll put like fucking chicken and I'll get a little bit of cinnamon and I'm like this will work with this. This will what do I have here? Yeah, this will taste
like chuck a fucking bit of chocolate in. Not like that.
No, I won't just like dark chocolate in there.
Where he's straight up like.
But it's so good.
Every time he's like, bro, I'm going off the rails. I'm going off the rails here, and I'm like. Well, you haven't missed yet. You haven't missed yet.
And it just never missed.
Never missed.
It was always
every time you cooked, it was like, this is fucking delicious.
And I got to vouch.
Organized chaos.
This guy here, he can cook. He can really cook. And I know.
Mm-hmm. Ladies.
Women love a man that can cook, and he can cook. I've like sat there like just eating some of his food with my eyes closed, just going, this is unbelievable. Like. What you get in a restaurant and better, this man has cooked.
That's a big rap. I'll fucking take it, but honestly, I'm very proud of my friend. I'm very proud of my friend.
You're like, I don't know what they are. They're not roasts. They're like
braised beef,
like the braised beef or
honey soy chicken wings or like fucking what else have I cooked? Steaks. Do you even much just like the steaks?
Yeah. Your garlic butter steaks.
Carbonara.
Yeah, and we always try to keep it interesting. Like some nights we do, we like doing burrito bowls. It's like a quick, easy, healthy meal that we like to do.
Yeah.
We've done heaps of like taco nights.
Oh, the fish tacos.
Like we've made fish tacos before, and they were sensational.
So good.
We like steak. We cook like steak once or twice a week.
So good. Oh, the gravies.
Yeah, or like the red wine
mushroom,
juice.
Yeah, the juice.
The juice.
Right, it's such a weird word to say.
Okay, I
think it's just juice. I think it's just the red wine juice.
J-U-S.
Yeah, no, but I think it's pronounced juice.
Juice.
Yeah.
Red wine juice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so good. That's my favorite thing to put on when I have it on a Scotch fillet steak, bro. Oh, game over.
Amazing. And you've made
amazing
lamb with like in like a hot. It's not a hot pot. But it's like braised lamb. And
yeah, like lamb shoulder. Oh my god.
Like the meat just falls apart.
Bro.
I think there was one lamb meal that you made, and I honestly think it was the tastiest meat I've ever had in my life.
There would have been that one, the lamb shoulder. Meat. And I braised it for extra long too. I did it for so much longer.
And like it was like melting in your mouth, and the flavor was insane. I want to make
that again. And then tomorrow for the send-off meal, I'm going to make homemade schnitties or palmies. Yeah, we'll go palmies. And then I'm gonna make a little carbonara to go on the side. So
nice little send-off meal. Yeah,
nothing too crazy, but fucking it'll be good, easy to make, and fucking delicious.
Speaking of eating a lot of food, what about the world's largest shit?
Oh, bro! I'm not even kidding. I was fucking scrolling Instagram and I was like, what can we talk about in the podcast? And literally, as I thought that in my head, I was like, I'll go on Instagram, and I scrolled down, and it was like the Lad Bible, whatever. Yeah. This fucking 20 centimeter poo. They discovered it.
What's that? It's probably like
20 centimeters is probably like that wide. It's.
I reckon it's like that.
That's.
But it's like thick as well.
20 centimeters. Like wait, I wrote it down. It's 20 centimeters. Oh no, it was like 9 centimeters diameter. Not 9 centimeters.
No, a bit more than that.
The diameter.
Yeah,
circumference.
It'd be thick. Like,
bro, it was like, fucking thick.
Like this guy's asshole would have stretched to like crazy.
That's crazy. It was like, so it was 9th century Vikings.
Yeah.
And it was, all they were eating was bread and meat.
And didn't he have like worms in his stomach or something?
Fuck, bro.
How does the poo get fossilized?
I don't know. It must have just fucking.
Doesn't it just disintegrate into the soil?
Do you reckon if I don't clean up some of Harlan's shits like in fucking 2,000 years, they'll be like, ooh, little. This was a border collie. I think humans will advance so much we could be able to taste things and be able to identify it. Like we're walking around like cyborgs. There is poo. This is dog named Harlan, border collie, blue healer. Delicious. Do you reckon it's ever gonna get like that? Like this is like. Do you reckon it's gonna be like semi-human cyborgs? Have you seen that game Detroit Become Human, where they're like fucking humanoids and they're like? Have you seen? Could you imagine? Like, do you reckon it'd be like that?
Maybe,
bro. That's fucked.
Apparently, there's like already medicine like they're gonna release that like makes you live longer for 20 years.
No way. That can't,
I've heard that.
What's in it? What could possibly be in it? Is there like a fucking fountain of youth somewhere they found? Like
maybe it's stem cells.
But like, if you think about it, like from back when it was like the early 1900s, what was the life expectancy? Like 50?
Oh, it would have been like 50 or 60.
50 was old, and I was like, oh, okay, you're getting on now.
50 is good. You get to 50 and you're sweet. Like you've done well.
Like, what's it now? It's like 80 something for men and women. No, women are higher than men.
In Australia, it's women are higher than men. Yeah. In Australia, it's mid 80s.
Mid 80s. Yeah. That's crazy. In that amount of time, like if it's such an insignificantly.
Well, they said like the last 100 years.
We've advanced like crazy.
We've advanced like more in the last 100 years than the last 10,000 years.
Yeah, it's just gone like it's like fucking. Bro, could you imagine when we're like what we're fucking? I'm turning 25 this year. You just turned 24. When we're fucking 50, when we're 70.
What's the future gonna be like?
If we get to 100, cars. If we get to 100,
we'll get to 100.
I don't know about me.
Maybe not. If you keep running into 100 kilo men,
plus
for the next 8 years,
that could be something that could really bring my life expectancy.
That can't be good for your nog.
Back. Nah, they've got all the mad rules now.
Yeah, true. No head highs.
I don't want to talk about it and get in trouble, so we'll leave that for another time.
They're great rules.
It's for the safety. Yes, I understand it's for the safety, but I feel like there's a better way to rule it. There's a better way to enforce it. But yeah.
Not being an NRL player, my opinion, I won't get in trouble. I think that they don't need to get sent off in the bin. Well, it's just the old rules. Bring it back to the old rules.
There was that many HIA, like people go on HIAs, and that was like, if they're not right to play, don't let them play it. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
But yeah, there needs to be.
It's not if you do it on purpose, and I think if it's a professional foul or you're doing it with malice, then 10 in the bin. Yeah. But if it's undeliberate,
if it's like someone's falling,
it should be on report.
Yeah, at work.
That's how it should be.
I agree. Well, the Roosters coach Trent Robinson come out and he said there should be like a grading system. So if it's a grade 1 high tackle, then it's on report. If it's a grade 2 sin bin, if it's a grade 3 which is reckless and intent to hurt, that's a send off.
I agree with
That's
that.
the easiest. That's the easiest way to rule it. I think that'll take away a lot of the grey area, which there is so much at the moment. But that's a very fucking controversial. It's a very debated topic at the moment, but it's the intentions behind it are fucking amazing. Like I understand that, and we want the game to be as safe as possible, but I feel like there's better ways to go about it. But fuck, that's enough talking about that shit.
What about you started watching a TV series that you've rather enjoyed?
Yeah, it's my.
And I've been telling him to watch this. I reckon for over a year.
For even more than like 2-3 years. You've said Rick and Morty.
And he's never watched it. Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty
is like my favorite cartoon.
So I finally got around to watching it. Did I watch the first step? I've watched the first 3 episodes with you, Mike, and Dill.
Yeah.
Dill was there. Tom was Tom there?
No.
We watched it. I watched the first 3 episodes, and then I was like, this show is fucking lit. And then the next day, I had the whole day off, and because I'm coming back from the quad injury, which I didn't play last week, so I did some resting and recovering. The whole day, I sat down and stretched and iced and heated and vibrated and watched Rick and Morty.
We watched what, 3 seasons?
I think I got 2.5 seasons done. I watched the whole first season,
20-minute episodes,
the whole second season, and I began the 3rd season. So that is I feel like I have a really addictive personality.
He does.
It's the same.
You haven't watched it since.
I haven't. I forgot about it. I've had all intentions to watch it though.
I told him to watch Death Note.
Yes.
And he watches 20 episodes in one day. He's like, bro, this show's mad. And then I haven't watched it, and that was like 2 months ago. Why haven't you watched it? Why haven't you watched it?
It's a commitment thing.
Watch an episode a day.
I have commitment issues. Well, it's like I either want to go fucking hard or I don't even want to bother with it. You know what I mean? It's the same as like if I'm playing a game, I want to go. It's like Detroit, the game I was talking about, Detroit Become Human.
Did you play it?
I have it, and I played it one night for fucking 7 hours, and I uninstalled it after that because I said I'm probably never gonna play this again. I know my fucking self.
God.
It's such a weird personality trait, but it's what I have.
It's what I have.
So I just get addicted to things, and then.
But I think you need to commit to Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, I feel like it's different. It's something that like, because with like Death Note, you got to worry about the story every single time. Like what happened last time. Rick and Morty is like there's a story, but it's not as like you don't have to be as fully invested. And I like kind of
each episode's different.
Yeah,
but with like an underlying
there might
backstory.
There's like an underlying backstory, but it's not like it's super important to watch. Or you could just literally watch a random episode and you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're all fucking hilarious and they're actually quite smart in what the jokes they come up with and shit like that as well. I find it quite hilarious. They do a fucking great job. But,
great show.
You know what you need to watch more? And I know you sort of like it, but you don't really watch it. And you need to watch more American sports like the NBA and the NFL. I know you said you don't really like the NFL because there's a lot of rules and it's confusing and it's slow.
NBA. I don't mind the NBA.
But you need to actually sit down and watch it.
I'll watch basketball. And I'll be like, this is enjoyable.
It's fun to watch. I'll watch it every day.
I've walked in and you've been watching NFL and I've tried to watch it and it's just terrible.
Bro, I used to not watch
rubbish.
I'd never watched it before until I got into a fantasy comp. And then I got so into it. Like I learned everything about it, like all the rules.
The way you score points is you run over a line and you catch the ball. How hard can that be? And they wear padding. They look like clouds when they're running.
Bro, it's like low key a complicated as fuck sport.
Yeah, I know, because there's probably heaps of like tactics and different
so much tactics, formations and like routes. So like the wide receivers run routes and shit. The running backs, the QB, the quarterback has to read all the defensive schemes. Like the defense might bait you into doing something so they can fucking come up with a big play.
Not interested.
NBA though.
NFL. NBA.
The bouncy ball, the basket.
Yeah. I don't mind. Look, American sports is okay. Ice hockey is cool because they always get into punch-ons. That's mad. I like seeing that. Baseball is...
Baseball, I'm not a fan of baseball. Baseball is baseball. It's like cricket, but less fun.
I reckon more entertaining than cricket. Cricket is the worst sport in the world.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of cricket. All the Australians watching that, I've never sat down and watched a game of cricket ever. Not even T20.
If you had to choose one, cricket or AFL?
AFL, without doubt.
Really?
AFL is way more entertaining.
Wow, and you do not like AFL?
I'm not a big fan of AFL. I don't understand, like, please don't hate me, but I understand, like, it's a pretty sloppy sport. The ball spends a lot of time on the ground. It's fun to go and watch live though. Fun to go watch live.
It's fun to go and get drunk.
And watch it live.
Anyway,
yes.
With any sport.
It's true. Yeah. Talking of other sports.
We'll talk about NBA. Yeah, I like NBA, man. NBA is a good sport.
I watch it every day, literally. So we go to training and they put it on. They put it on in the sheds and they in our dressing sheds, and then they put it in the physio room. And I'm literally, whenever it's on, I'm always watching it. It's fucking hectic. It's something to just have on in the background.
Yeah.
And be like, fucking look at this cunt.
I agree.
This fucking
and they don't
absolute athlete.
Because they're all really, really tall. They don't look that
so
tall, but they're all like 6 foot.
Steph Curry is my height. He's 6'3", and he looks like a fucking such a small person in compared to everyone else. It's crazy.
Is he? No, he's taller than that.
He's 6'3". He's my height, bro. He's my height.
Wow.
That's like, and he's considered very small.
Yeah.
I could be a fucking
if he was
point
walking,
guard.
If he was walking around on the streets, and you didn't know him, you'd be like, "Oh, this guy's tall."
Yeah, literally, you'd be like, "This guy's
and in the NBA, he's short.
Yeah, he's he's small player.
How tall is LeBron James? Isn't he 6'8" or something?
6'8", 6'9".
What's that? 200 and something centimeters.
It's massive. It's so big,
what
and he's like 115 kilos, and he
big human. He's just
not
a giant.
Fucking,
he's just a giant.
Not an ounce of fat on him.
Yeah, he's just a giant.
If you could be any athlete, who would you be? Any athlete?
Oh, Ronaldo. Cristiano. Sexy.
Bro.
Rich.
Yeah.
Best football player in the world. Oh, with Messi.
Yeah.
And sexy.
And he's got like he's.
Did I say he was sexy?
Yeah, you said he's sexy.
Yeah.
He's the most popular sporting person in the world.
Yeah, he's got the most followers on Instagram.
He does 250 million. We looked that up long ago.
It's like 290 now.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. How many people are even on Instagram?
Imagine having 1,000 followers. Like you've got nearly 6,000 or whatever.
It's not even that much.
Yeah, I would be stoked with 1,000. I've got like bloody 300 and something. He's got 290 million
people watching what he does on Instagram.
That's like a big population of the world just following him on Instagram.
That's over 100 Australias.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Over 100 Australias. I didn't even think of that. I didn't realize the fucking magnitude of that until I said it out loud.
And most of them would be.
Wait, no, my maths is so off.
Over 110.
It's 10 Australias.
I was like, yeah, you're right.
You know what? You're right. Absolutely right. It needs to be at least 3 times as big. You know, from Zoolander.
I haven't watched that. I haven't watched that. Anyway,
I can't believe I literally thought in my head. I was fully serious. Like
100 Australians.
100 Australians.
That's a lot of people.
I feel so stupid now. You can tell I did general maths.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You didn't, but you're in advanced.
No, I was in extension maths until I had the option to move out of extension maths.
What about when?
Bro, I was scraping by in school with fucking extension maths.
What about when I was in class? We were in year 7 and 8 and 9. And there was 0.1, 0.2, 0.3.
Yeah, I was always 0.1.
0.1 was the extension class, and then 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 is just
random. Everyone else.
Yeah. And then everyone was like, 0.4, you stupid.
Yeah.
You're at the bottom.
It literally wasn't even it.
No. I swear it's not.
I know I'm not doing it.
And like, now you're 0.4, you're dumb. I used to get so upset.
Oh, because you were always 0.4,
Yeah, I was always 0.4, but it's not like the bottom.
Like, it wasn't even it. It was just like randomly assorted.
Yeah.
Only 0.1 was the only one. Bro, I don't know. How the hell was I only fucking extension? Like, I don't understand how it was an extension.
You must have killed the nut plant.
It was like some random.
Random do exam.
I'm pretty sure we came in and did some random exam before we were able to like go to the school. They had to get an idea of how fucking stupid we were. And newsflash, we were a really stupid fucking age group. Remember we played in year 7. We got like abused by the assistant principal for being the worst year 7s to ever attend the school. Do you remember that?
We had so many punch-ons. So many kids just doing like stupid shit. And we were good, but we weren't part of that.
Oh yeah, we were pretty good. I got suspended year 8, but that was about it.
I got suspended twice in year 8. Have fun by the one teacher who absolutely hated me. And
loves me.
Loved you. A little bit of casual racism.
Oh nah, I think he just like some.
He likes footy players.
Yeah,
he likes footy players.
He's not racist. He's the man.
Oh, no, he wasn't the man when I was dealing with him. Anyway,
I really hope he doesn't watch this.
I don't give a fuck.
I never had a problem with any teachers. All the teachers for me were good. Some of them didn't like me because, except that Mr. Andrews hated me.
Yeah, he didn't like you. Hey, he had something.
I was a bit of a fuck in class.
Yeah, because you never took school too seriously, and he didn't like that.
He didn't.
Which is fair enough. He's a teacher.
I felt like I went good in ancient. He had ancient history, was that? I feel like I went well in that. I worked hard.
I don't remember.
Purely because
I found it interesting, so I always went.
I found it interesting until we started learning about like Roman gutters. And remember that? We had to learn everything about it. Like, this is like where the water ran out. And I was like,
aqueducts.
Yeah, that's what they called it. I thought it was going to be like, what I thought they called like atriums or something.
Atriums?
What was an atrium? There was something though.
Yeah. Do you remember garum? Do you remember we made garum?
Oh, that was disgusting.
We made fish sauce.
So bad.
We made fish sauce and we let it ferment in the sun over the school holidays.
30 days.
It was over the school holidays, and then did we get to taste it?
Yep, we did. They came in and like, "Here guys, everyone have a biscuit."
Put it on some.
And we're like, "Is this safe?"
It's garum.
Did you do food tech? We did food tech at one stage, didn't we?
Oh, year 8.
Year 8. Yeah. Where it was a period where it was like you had food tech and art A. Fuck, school was such a throwback. Yeah. Bro.
I remember locking kids in the freezer.
I never did that. That was a 0.4 thing.
Yeah. I was an extension.
Fucking 0.4. Extension, we were all goody two shoes, and then we got Daniel Russell into the fucking class, and everything changed.
Changed places.
Bro, I remember that motherfucker hiding in the fucking closet at the back of the classroom with we were in studies of religion, and Miss Marriott. Oh, she was tearing the walls off, and I was crying laughing, bro. It was fucking funny, bro. What a funny cunt. That guy's a good man.
Daniel Russell, if you're listening, he's a physio.
He got a 91 ATAR.
No, he got like 97.
I've never seen anyone work harder. I remember he used to copy his notes.
He got like 97.
He had the most unneat handwriting.
If you're listening, Daniel,
miss you. Come on the podcast.
I have a lot of respect for you, man.
You work very hard and you're a physiotherapist and you need to fix my body.
You're also handsome.
Yeah, very handsome.
And you got a footy.
Yeah.
Very good footy player.
You fucking used to be a doggy player.
Doggies,
boys, make some noise.
I play for the doggies.
But if you were playing footy, you'd be like a fucking Justin Olam. You'd Justin Olam from the Storm? Bro, that's you. I guarantee that'd be you.
It's
fucking monstering motherfuckers.
If I was playing rugby league when I was 5 years old, and then we grew up playing together, and then I learned from you, I reckon I wouldn't be playing rugby league because I'm too short. But if I was a little bit taller,
how tall are you now? How tall are you?
5'6".
That's not that short.
I got measured
at your
yesterday.
medical.
169 centimeters.
69.
Yeah.
What did they say? What was the medical? We're just fucking going from topic to topic. How did the medical go?
They just tested like my joints. And
they're very good. Your joints are very good.
Nothing. They tested my hearing and they tested my vision, and I'm sweet. But they go, "Oh yeah, you're all good, but you're overweight." I'm like, "Excuse me?"
Is that BMI though?
Yeah, and I said, I said straight away to the chick, I'm like, "You calculating from BMI?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, that's completely inaccurate."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm short and I'm heavy, but I've got like muscle mass, and
it doesn't count at all for muscle mass.
I'm fairly fit.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, when you go to the gym, just stop doing so much weights." I'm like, "Fuck you."
No.
Fuck
no.
you.
Could you imagine just like,
no. I'm gonna go.
bye-bye. I'm just going back to the gym.
It was a little bit rude.
As if you tell someone just do a little bit less weight.
She's like, "You're all good, you're just a little bit overweight." I was like, "Yeah, look,
that's
it's
wrong." You should have just like, no. You know, there's like stuff like on the internet that's like, don't ever listen to BMI. Like, it's such an outdated thing because it literally doesn't account for muscle mass at all. Like,
no, not at all. It's the dumbest thing ever. Doesn't make any sense.
Whoever came up with it,
and they're still using it these days.
Go and sit on a cactus and twist.
That would hurt.
That would hurt a lot. That would hurt a lot, man. Could you imagine? But
I
what if you were, for example, if you were a Justin Olam, fucking just absolutely flogging everyone.
Because I'm short. I feel like.
What would you be doing right now?
Right now, if I was a Justin Olam type player.
If you were Justin Olam.
If I was Justin Olam, or if I was a Justin Olam.
If you were a footy player.
I was a footy player. Look, I reckon. Honestly, I'd be in a relationship. I think so.
You'd be in love.
I think
I'd be in love.
I think I'd be in love.
Oh.
I feel like I would have found something.
Danny wants a
by then.
wife.
Nah.
Yeah, dude. Can we put like a fucking... I'm just going to put like a love heart around his face. Can you just look into the camera, pull into the middle, and say, find me somebody to love, find me. He wants a girlfriend, everyone. If ladies of the world, hit up Daniel Bocco on his Instagram. He's single and he's ready to mingle. Daniel Cocktarani. Hell yeah, homie.
homie. I like that.
Bro, oh man.
I'd probably be asleep right now because it's pretty late. Probably have footy practice tomorrow.
Depends what team you play for.
Footy practice.
Yeah. It could be.
Doggies. I'll be playing doggies because I would be playing in the Bankstown Junior League.
Whoa, this depends if
And
you
I
played
would
good enough
be-
for them to keep you.
Oh,
Or if they
I was
shafted
a
you out.
Justin Olam type player.
Yeah,
then
oh yeah, 100% you did that.
He's a bloody machine.
He's a tank, bro.
That guy.
He's a tank.
He's my inspiration now. He's my new inspiration.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Bro, send him a love
I'm
message
going
on
to
Instagram.
play-
Or if you,
I'm gonna play rugby league next year. When I fix my fucking knee, when I've got my meniscus all good, I'm not playing soccer.
I'll be proud of you.
I'm playing rugby.
I'll be like your number one
I've played
fan.
soccer my whole life, and I've been getting into rugby league hugely because of this guy. And I
It's
watch
time to
it.
make the jump.
I watch league more than I watch soccer now.
100%.
Because Premier League's finished, and I don't watch it because it's at stupid times. And A League is pretty tragic.
We tried to watch it the other day.
We put it on when there's
We
nothing
always
on,
end up
and
watching Melbourne victory
and
games.
they are coming last, and they are shit. And Robbie Cruz, you're shit. You're terrible. To
But
watch
like they always
Robbie.
advertise him on KO. It's like
Robbie Cruz. Or,
he isn't even playing.
he plays for Stuttgart.
He's not even playing though.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
He's just the
He's just-
biggest name they have.
Yeah.
Him and Butterfield.
But Jacob, good old Jakey boy. Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
my boy.
I wanna honestly play league.
I reckon you're good at it. I reckon you're good
And
at it.
I was talking to.
We were doing
I
tackle
was talking
practice
to-
in the living room the other day.
Dunk
practice.
I was talking to Johnny Boy, John Curry, the other day, and I was telling him like how much I want to play, and I said, if I play footy next year, will you play with me? And he goes, yeah, 100%.
That's mad.
So like I won't be joining a random team. I'll join his team.
What team did you play for?
He plays for like the Western Sydney uni team or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I want to play in a league that isn't too competitive, but I just want to see how good I am. Because I feel like I'd be good. Because I'm really good at OzTag.
You could play.
I'm good at OzTag.
Depends.
So I feel like,
It depends where you live. Like there's a Shire competition. There's the St George competition. Then you get like the Bulldogs Bankstown competition, like the Canterbury Bankstown competition.
I just want to avoid tackling people that are like 6'4".
It's inevitable. It'll be
I
everywhere.
reckon maybe I'll just go for the legs.
If you're a centre though, you don't have to make as many tackles.
Yeah.
But
I want to play the position where I'm making the least amount of tackles.
Centre or winger.
Oh, I don't want to be winger. It's not.
Be a centre.
I
reckon you got the body shape.
I want
for
to be
centre.
more involved in the game.
I reckon you got the body for the centre. I reckon you got the speed, the agility, the tankiness.
I'll be 5'8".
Wow, fucking Benji Marshall.
Benji. You know it, bro.
My man. Bro, if I wasn't playing footy, do you know what I'd be doing right now?
Physio. No.
I reckon I'd be about to get up in exactly 2 hours to go on a bin run, and I'd be
Garbo.
working for like fucking Cleanaway or Sydney Bins and pulling
Don't
bins.
say that.
Fucking running out the back and abused by cunts that are out there. You fucking lose my bin! That's literally no, it's tomorrow night. Bro, fucking need my bin done, bro. Oh, fucking
Bro, you should have seen. It was a couple of weeks ago. It was like 5:30 in the morning, and I heard the garbage guy coming past down our street. I'm like, fuck, we didn't take.
Do you know
the
I
bins
heard
out.
it as well?
And I
was
grabbed
like,
the bin and I'm like sprinting out with it, and I see him driving off. I'm like yelling out to him, and then the guy next door, he's like, "Oh yeah, just call him. Just call like the council, and just say they forgot your bin, and they'll come out and get it." And then they got it.
Yeah. Do you know I didn't like? So I remember you messaged me to call him, and I was like, "Yeah, sweet, I'll do it." But as I'm in the car, and then I walked to my car and I walked out, and the bin was empty. And I was like,
they would have.
You know what? They probably drive up the other side and they go,
Yeah,
"Oh fuck,
like,
we missed something.
Yeah.
We missed one." And like they don't know. They
It
just
wasn't them. It was us.
they didn't miss it. We missed it. And then we've done that like 1,000 times. And only now have I put a reminder on my phone every Thursday to put the fucking bins out.
Yeah. You have overflowing
Overflowing
juice.
yellow. Not good. The yellow one always gets packed so much.
Yeah.
Because
we don't squash the boxes because we're pretty lazy.
I don't know why. I need to squash some boxes. Oh man, but what about that EPL final day? That was great.
It was fun until Tottenham ruined everything.
Fucking Tottenham.
Yeah. So being Arsenal fans, we obviously wanted Tottenham to lose.
Yep.
So we could make Europe.
No, not Tottenham. It's fucking Leicester. Fuck them.
Yeah, Leicester fucked up.
They were fucking winning.
Leicester meant to be good, and they lost to Tottenham, who were shit.
And yeah, we had a hectic multi on too, didn't we?
We did. Mine was a little bit more realistic. Humble.
Mine was a bit audacious.
Audacious, to say the least. He was going to start off on $10 and then $20 and then $50 and then stopped at 50.
Yep.
I put a $10 bet on. I was paying $900. I got 5 out of the 7 legs right. The 2 legs that messed up was obviously Chelsea, Aston Villa. So obviously wanted Chelsea to win. Chelsea should have won, but
they rested players for the final.
Yeah,
we didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
And Aston Villa just beat Tottenham as well, so they were in form. And then Chelsea fucked up. No, sorry, not Chelsea. Oh, Leicester. They did. Tottenham, Leicester fucked up.
They were winning. They were winning 1-0 and then 1-1, then 2-1, and they were like comfortable. And then they gave away 2 penalties. Oh no, they scored 2 penalties.
They scored 2 penalties,
and then they just bottled it at the end.
Bottled it.
And then they lost 4-2. Yeah. We saw them score 2 goals in the last fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Arsenal won 2-0.
Arsenal won, which was nice, but we didn't make Europe and we lost our multis. So
Pepe
moral of the story: Pepe is he's.
Bro, I had 9 legs. I had 9 legs and I only missed 2 of them.
2 of them, yeah. 3.
2.
Burnley,
Sheffield, and then Chelsea. I didn't bet on the Leicester game.
Oh, you didn't bet on the
Leicester game? I was like, nah, it's too close for me to get.
Oh, you should have told me not to. I wouldn't have done it. I don't know. I was just trying to get.
It was fun to wake up. It wasn't fun waking up. It started.
I had to wake you up.
Yeah, I was almost like, oh fuck, I'm just going back to sleep. I was so close to being like, fuck this.
That was our first game.
I got up and sculled water, and I was like, nah, fuck, I'll troop through. I'll get it done.
That was our first Premier League game we watched all season, and it was the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was nice. It was fun because I love watching the final game of the season because all the games are on and there's heaps of drama and shit.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm happy I woke up for that.
I wish we had like,
it was a good game.
Because Arsenal were playing in Europe with in the Europa League. We were always playing Sunday night, and you always had work, and I was usually at training, so it was fucking. We couldn't watch it. I'm not gonna watch other teams play. Fuck that. I'm not waking up or staying up late to watch other teams play.
To watch Burnley versus
Southampton. I've seen them live, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have those 2 teams. Hey.
That was fucking bad. But yeah, like fuck waking up and watching like Sheffield and West Brom.
Sheffield versus West Brom. What a game.
2 teams.
But that still would trump any A-League game.
Like they would if Sheffield played, for example, Melbourne Victory, the 2 teams coming last in the 2 competitions, what do you reckon the score is?
Sheffield probably win 4-0, 5-0.
You reckon that much?
Yeah. Oh, maybe a bit more. Because I mean, Melbourne City beat Victory like 7-0 and then 6-0 in like 2 different games this season.
Holy moly!
Yeah. So, but Melbourne City are pretty good. They won the league.
Yeah. Have these already sealed?
Yeah, they won. They came first, and now we're playing for like the cup.
The rest.
Yeah. So it's like top 6 teams battle it out.
Fucking hell. Wait, so the A-League's divided into like 2 parts of the season, eh? It's like first like highest points, and then it's like a final series.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Exactly.
But it's like, I guess like the NRL has like a minor premiership, but the minor premiership no one gives a fuck about.
Like who comes first on the ladder?
Whoever comes first on the ladder, no one really gives a fuck about.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Like it's a prestigious thing to be the best team throughout the year, but it's like winning the grand final, no one gives a fuck if you finish first.
Yeah. Because Penrith came first last year, hey.
And then they lost the
grand
final. No one says anything. Like,
we're
a good team in season, but like they didn't do it in the biggest stage. Like that's
it's completely different in England. You come first in the Premier League. That's the
you just have to be the most consistent team throughout the year. Yeah, that's it.
And their sort of cup is like the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But it's still like the English Premier League is
the pinnacle.
Best.
It's the pinnacle.
It's the best.
It's the most sought after trophy.
Whereas, it's the same. A-League is the same as the NRL. Coming first on the ladder is kind of important, but it's winning the cup at the end, winning the grand final.
Yes.
It's the same.
I think it's just Australian culture. Like, do you know the NRL? Like before it was NRL, like back when it was like the ARL, whatever it was. That's how it used to be. It was like first team, or like whoever came first, they won the premiership. There was no grand finals or anything. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Though. So long ago. I was pretty sure it was back even when it was like NSL. It was only New South Wales Rugby League.
It's better like this.
Our grand finals bigger, like it's a bigger spectacle.
Yeah.
I like it like that. But like it just shows how different all the sports in different cultures and in different countries are. Like England has that style where it's like you're the best team throughout the season, and Australia has like the final series, and then you have in America they have the playoffs. So they're different in different sports. So the NBA have like a 7-game playoff series. So it's the best team over 7 games, which makes sense because the better team usually wins unless it's like a fucking injuries or it makes it. But like there's even upsets, like a team could be just off or doesn't like playing the team that they're versing because they've got players that can fuck them up. But then you have the NFL where they have the conference. Like it's the same in the NBA, they've got East and West, but in the NFL it's even more like there's so many different team like brackets of 4 in the playoff schedule, and then they fucking work their way to the Super Bowl. So it's still like a grand final scheme, but it's like so different how it works in different countries.
I reckon Australia have got it pretty good.
I reckon I like ours a lot.
Yeah.
But then like every other way makes sense except like
final series is very entertaining.
It's the best. It's the best football. It's intense. It's fucking. And then you got the State of Origin. It's crazy. Do you know? State of Origin is it's only in Australia where it works. It doesn't. They tried to do it in England, didn't work. They can't implement it in like America and that. They got like East versus West in the All-Star game. It's nowhere near as intense as State of Origin, Queensland versus New South Wales. It's fucking mad how it works over here. Yeah. It's crazy. That shit's mad. I love that shit.
Origin is probably the best sporting event in Australia
every year.
Yeah, every year.
It's the best. Everyone looks forward to it.
I never watched footy like in high school, and I would always watch Origin. Always. It's one of those things, like if you're not a footy fan, people still follow and watch it unless you seriously are 100% against
sport
league. If you're against sport, or if you're just like one of those guys that just absolutely hates rugby league. Because I know a couple of them, like two of my brothers. Oh no, one of my brothers just never watched it. Yeah. Never ever. Didn't understand the sport. He didn't watch it. And then my other 2 brothers, they would watch it. Even though they don't watch league. Yeah. It's just one of those things. It's just part of New South Wales and Queensland culture. Yeah, it is. It's that time of year.
And it's like a hatred as well.
Everyone watches Origin.
It's like a hatred.
And when you go on like social media, your whole feed is just Origin. There's nothing else.
It's coming up to. They pick it up to this round, so
that's mad.
Could you imagine, Freddie?
I'm talking to you.
Fuck it out,
bro.
What a fucking podcast, mate. 58 minutes.
58 minutes.
Bro, we just talk.
I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, I think this is a very good podcast. I really enjoyed that one, but it's the last one while you're living here.
But I'll still be coming back and doing these poddies.
That's what I was saying. It was like Bocco now moving out. It's like I get custody on weekends. You know what I mean? You're like my child, and it's been they're taking him back away, taking away from him. So yeah, I'll get custody on weekends whenever he wants to.
My parents will have me during the week.
Yeah, whenever Bocco wants to come over, my door's always open. It's fucking.
I have the keys.
He still has the keys, so he can open it himself. But yeah, these podcasts are going to keep going on. It'll be one a week. One a week's good, I think. It's not too stressful. We can find things happen throughout the week that we can put in. We even got we wrote down some topics to talk about next week already, which I fucking...
We'll discuss next week.
Yeah, we'll
give it a secret.
Little...
fucking secret.
It's fucking secret, man. But its topic is music.
Music in the... That's all I can say.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. That was a fucking mad podcast. We got through so much. I hope it's not too fucking jumbled up, but I'll edit it up and I'll put it up. Hopefully, I'll put it up before the weekend. I got the day off.
And tomorrow. Let us know if 1 hour podcast is too long or if it's good.
Yeah, if honestly, feedback is the fucking best thing. Chuck it in the comments. I'll put it on YouTube, and I'm still working on getting it on Spotify or whatever. It's a bit more complicated than what I initially anticipated, but we'll get it up there and we'll have different platforms for you.
I feel like this was a bit more of a serious.
Well, it definitely started off a bit more serious, but yeah, it's good. Good little differences.
It's good to not always
whatever the conversation
talk seriously, mate. You don't always need to have a laugh on the podcast. We had a laugh, but I feel like not as much as last week.
Yeah, last week I was
saying it was a little bit silly. We got a little bit silly.
Yeah,
a little bit sillies. This week was a little bit more serious, but it was good. I enjoyed the chat.
100%.
I did.
Always like a chat, mate.
Well done.
Thank you very much. much for coming into the podcast once
No
again.
worries. Thank you for having me.
That was episode 2 of the LESSBANG podcast, and we'll be back again next week with some more interesting things to talk about. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.